Feel like update. Danny boy here. We're back with more Transport Fever on the modern map. As that mallard went tearing past, it was actually quite loud. I didn't realise it was as loud as that, but here it goes. He's blasted past, going into London. The reason we're here in a London town is because, there's the, I'm going to say Dublin to London branch line. That's what I'm going to say that in is. A lot of trucks rolling past. They'll be picking up food to go into London. Yes, that is the Dublin to London train. I'm wanting to smooth this. This is going to annoy me. There we go. And this, because this will annoy me as well. Here's the mallard rolling back out. We'll let it roll back out and then we'll get into today's episode. Here he goes, look. So in today's episode, yesterday was the Scandinavia episode, and Scandinavia is now complete. They're completely complete. There's still lots of lines and stuff we can put in there, but Europe is pretty much finished. I've reworked all the lines. There's not necessarily any new lines. Starting off with this is an easy since it's here. This is the train from Amsterdam to London. So it just heads round here. Now this was impossible to keep on the flat because it's going uphill. London is obviously higher up than Amsterdam is. We've also got the other train down here which goes from Dublin to Amsterdam. So if I push play on that, that'll be fine. And then we head into here. This is just the returning train for London. So here we've got a little loop line train that goes round Amsterdam. Here we've got one of these, well, it's actually a German bus, but we've got a lot of buses seem to be coming for Germany. We kind of use the man Germany. So we've got some of these. Now this is the Amsterdam Airport Shuttle. It's got this Dorn cat written on the side of it. Not sure what that is. Some sort of biscuit or something. I reckon. But we've got that. We've got the Type 1 trams rolling. There are actually German trams that I probably should be using, but I'm using them in other places. Here's another one of these buses. There are different kinds of buses. Like this is just a plain, nothing written on the side of it. This is just a standard bus that rolls around Amsterdam. We've got the airport as well. I believe it's going to San Francisco. It is. There's a few people waiting for that, and I'm going to smooth this while I'm here. That I've just seen it. Die, sharp edges. Right. So that's pretty much what's going on in Amsterdam. We will have a line going up to Paris, probably using this section here. And this line will probably go to Cardiff once something a bit faster comes on the go. So that'll head up here and into Paris. Speaking of Paris, we'll go into Paris next. Here in Paris, here is the goods station in Paris. Now, if we go around here, we've got a fuel train. We've got this German train here. It said in the, when you go into the depot and it gives you the description of the train, that these German trains were used for like short distance goods trains. So that's got a short distance. As it's doing is shunting round here and then going into there. Same with this in here. This is the same type of train, just a different, well, basically a different paint job on it, sort of deal. He's heading from here down to the station here. Now there is oil waiting. That's good. That means these ships are working. Yes, beautiful. I like it. So he's heading back and forth to there. Now we've also got this train here, which is a diesel train. We'll push play, in fact, This is the Berlin fuel line. Now, if you remember a while back, a German diesel train came on the go quite a while ago. So basically just double header that. And he's rolling with he's rolling with BASF or BASF tanks. So that's fine because they're German. Total because it's French. Fina because it's also French, I think, if I can remember. We've got our trucks. We've got Opel Blitzes running back and forth, delivering fuel to this side of Paris because there is some industry over here. The planes have not been upgraded yet, as this in cruises past. Who are you? Beijing to London Air, so he's just doing a flyby of Paris. I am going to replace some of the trucks in Europe with these. These IFA S4000 plain Fabershema 1s or 2s, or basically it's the same truck, just a different paint job in each sheen. Ha! Here's this German tram I was speaking about. We had these on the go in over in Scandinavia as well. So how much do you carry? Just do a question. 300. There should be a ship coming in with like 52 or 50. There's 48 waiting. That'll get you 98. Are you set to wait for a full load? You are. Perfect. So that's pretty much the goods that are happening in Paris at the moment. Now to the passenger line. We've got our London to Paris train. Here it is here. So it's running with a full load, 120 or 120, which is good, and it will probably go back with a full load as well, which is also good. The trains seem to be a lot better. They're a lot more, because everything is sort of flat and there's not too much hills and crazy routes that I've made up. They seem to be much more efficient, and they seem to get a lot more passengers. Now if we look down here in Paris, we've got the Mercedes bus. This is the standard one you get in the game. This is just a different paint version of it. It's the post version of it. I'm not sure what that means. But there it is, the Mercedes 6600 or 6600. Aye, the Mercedes-Benz O. So they look pretty cool. So we've got one of these will be, like this will be, this is the airport shuttle. This is just the standard bus line that rolls around Paris, which seems to be getting busier. So here is Paris to London train. I believe this is Paris to Berlin branch line. So we're running one of the diesels, a German diesel. It's got some pulling power, this, although it's 64. It's kind of recent though, so I'm not expecting it to be terribly full. Let's say another look and see if else we can see. There should be a train coming from... Oh, well, there's you there. Where's your counterpart? Because there should be two on this line. Maybe if I switched on trains, that would help me. Did I tell me it's still in here? No, that's Vienna, a Copenhagen branch line. Have I only got one train on here? I thought I had two. They have got two. Here it is there. So, Copenhagen to Paris. We're running a German train on there. We've got the German carriages. So, try to use as much German trains as I could, but there was a lot of them. It'd be quite difficult to use them all. There's a bus rolls past on that crazy bridge in the background. I'll maybe rework that a bit so it's not so mental. So that's the Copenhagen branch line train. Now I can hear, here it is. Here's the Copenhagen fuel train. It's got VTG, the VTG tank wagons. Discovered on my recent trip offshore one night when I was bored. I was curious to find out what VTG was, if it was an oil company or if it actually was. So I googled it, and it turns out it's like a a German distribution company. So that's that. VTG. It's running to Copenhagen. I noticed some of the older tank cars as well also have got VTG written on them. So lots of fuel waiting there. 158 to go around to the back of Paris. Copenhagen pretty much getting a full load, is it? No, I'll just be short. That's okay. 352 for Berlin. Here is another load of fuel coming in for the UK. Let's see this. 270 stored, so it's doing okay. It's just managing to keep up. I do believe. How are you? No, you're the Great Britain train. You're still there. You're basically waiting for another ship to come in. Okay, right, so there is Paris. That's how the lines run out of Paris. I do believe, however, though, we've got our German army food train here. He's still on the go. I kept that, but I just made his line slightly more better. So it's not so much uphill, downhill for him now. Through these Dutch wagons on that we had. So he now carries 240. He's bringing 4 food back, which I don't want him to do. I want you to pick up a full load at this side and eject everything at that side. Now, if I go to Paris Exchange, which I cannot do by clicking on that, okay. Terminal 3. Yes, Terminal 3. I'll lock that in. Terminal 3 and then Terminal 2 at the other side. Right, we'll head over to Copenhagen. Here's the fuel being dropped off. So it delivered about 300 at last time. There's 108 left, so the trucks are doing pretty good with that. We'll push play again. Here is the food train. I believe this is another looks like an E44. I keep forgetting what these are. Yes, they are E44s, and has disappeared. So he's coming in with 300 food. There's not much left here. The trucks seem to be doing a good job of that. This is working fine. 110. Got quite a few planes on air. They should be able to deal with that. So I'm glad that this airport is still working. If we click on here, lots and lots of food, especially a lot of food for Berlin. Now, I cannot remember how much trains I've got on the Berlin food train. Right, this is the Berlin food train here. Again, we're running these, the ones that said in the depot that run short goods route. But it's got a tiny tender with not much coal, so it must just do short distances. I threw these wagons on him. Bananen. No idea what that means. Absolutely none whatsoever. The only thing I do know, if I go back over here to the goods hub, this is the, I changed this up to, this is like a small goods train from Austria. Kind of looks like a crocodile. These are actually 2 separate units. So this is the forward unit, this is the reverse. Basically just a crocodile that's been cut in half. Class E45 here, is it? No, E94, Jesus, I was well off. So class E94, double header there, carrying grain, 300 of, and these sort of little mini silo tanker wagons, which I think look pretty cool. If we push play again, we'll wait for a train to come in. How are you getting on with food? Right, you do need grain, you're using up everything else, and you really need to start firing food over here. I might double up that Berlin train, since it's going through its stuff at quite a large rate. Plane coming into land there. While we're waiting for the mystery train, that I've completely forgotten if it is, we've got this guy here. This is an Austrian train, the OBB, so that's definitely Austrian. He's probably the last Austrian steam train we're going to use, barring the one that's on this line that's running cattle or livestock down to the food processing plant. So again, his line couldn't be flattened out. It had to go uphill, no matter what, because Jesus, I thought that plane was actually going to fly through the window, or through the screen even. He's going to go to here, where he'll be absolutely definitely picking up a full load. Ooh, that's actually a lot of fuel there, 340, Jesus. And they'll get rid of that food, hopefully. Please tell me your fuel. You are. Whew. And the fuel train's on its way back, so no need to panic. I seen this. Must have forgot to smooth that. And I got OCD or anything, I just don't like bits like that. Let's see a look. Right, the Vienna food train is there. No, it's nae. That's nae the Vienna food train. The Vienna food train was loading up. Okay, good. The Russian army train heading to France, and the Berlin food train with the banana carriages. Okay, so I'm missing a train some way. I didn't think that was possible, but I am actually missing a train. We'll head over here. How far the hell are these? Ah, these have screwed up for some reason. Have they? So we've got two Austrian trains running here. Now I'm not entirely sure if it is going on here, because these waiting for a free path. No. I just fixed this, and now something has gone awry. Vienna North come in at 2. Okay, Vienna East come in at 3. Yes, you can come in at 3. But then you can't cross back over 4 at this side. Okay, I get you. Right. Fitzroy, it's about 160 we're using. I was getting confused there. It's actually good that I'm doing this little previews everything that's happened, because it allows me to find things that I have done wrong or mistakes that I've made. There we go. Right, now push play. You are no longer waiting for a free path, which is good. This is another Austrian train, so this will probably be one of the last sort of Austrian trains to appear, or one of the sort of last Austrian steam trains to appear, because we're still getting electric trains and diesel trains, and I presume we will continue to do so throughout the future. Now if I speed it up a touch, even though we're coming to the end of a new year. How much does he carry? 300. So he's off with 300 cattle. These trains are not the fastest, and they haven't got the greatest of pulling power, but I did want to keep a steam train running in Austria. Now this is what I should have used. Dr. Oetker. Now this is like 1958 or something, and I've no idea if Dr. Oetker was actually on the go at 1958, but I remember, I know Dr. Oetker. I've had one of his pizzas. So there we go. We've got the Dr. Oetker food. Well, it's not really food. It can carry many different things, but I try to use things that were food related. Even though the Berlin train's got banana written on the side of it, which I have no idea if that means. We'll say banana. There you go. Banana in German. Bananen. Okay, right now, so far are we. That's everything to do with the food distribution out of here. We'll have more out of here as well. This is the goods hub. You can see what it previously was. We've got 40 platforms, or 48 platforms here. This isn't actually finished yet. I'm going to do this in a separate part. Right, so we'll head up to Berlin. Now I do believe this is the Amsterdam to Berlin train. It is another little German tank engine, which does 56 miles per hour, pretty much the same as every other German train that is on the go right now, barring that diesel that is running from Paris to Berlin. They are slightly faster. So he's running away fine, 76 to 76, which is good. This is the Paris. Here's the diesel. See, he's already doing 67. He's rather loud. Deutsche Bundesbahn. No idea what that means. It sounds terrible. Sounds like a tractor. But here we are in Berlin. We've got the food train, which will be approaching. The food train and the fuel train are the only two things getting delivered thus far to Berlin. Now, I'm not actually sure if the fuel trucks are keeping up. It looks like they are. We're into a new year. We've skipped a few years while I've been reworking the map. But when I come to the first episode back after doing all the reworks, I will show, crap, a Swiss train that I could have used. And this is a Russian ship, I do believe. The GM Fishball and the Silberling 2 class. First class and second class. I'm assuming they're German. I hope they're German. I can replace some of these. Right, so this is like a double header thing. What is that? Push pause. Find my depot. I've deleted all the depots because I automatically think I didn't need them on him there. There was a lingering depot somewhere. See, this is going to give me truck depots and stuff. What are you? Oh yes, train depot, right. Go to locomotives. In fact, go to electric. Right down at the bottom. Right, it's definitely a multiple unit. There it is. 432 kilonewtons and 78 miles per hour. Right, I'm going to use that. As you can see, there is some stuff that we've unlocked. And that is going to go probably for Helsinki to Copenhagen, or take goods for Stockholm to Copenhagen. That's what that train is going to do. We've found a use for it already. I just need to remember what I'm going to use it for when the time comes. Right. So as you can see, everything is working fine there. Berlin Airport is actually doing pretty good. We'll have a look at these. Berlin Amsterdam train, you've seen. Paris to Berlin branch, you've also seen. Now over here, we've got, this is the train Berlin to Vienna. Now we're using, this scene is the BR042. So there he is powering along. We've added some more, the same carriages, because his top speed is 56. Top speed of these wagons is 56. So we've got that in, and then we've got this in, which is basically kind of the same train, but this is the BR42. I'm assuming that the numbers just resemble the year that they came out. Basically the same kind of train, just small tweaks here and there. So he's kind of the same. Now if we go over here, there are food trains, but there should be, is there a Vienna to Paris train? Is that something I did? I can't remember. Vienna to Paris Express. Okay, that's one train I still need to do. Vienna to Tokyo Express, there is nobody waiting for, because it's there. I will show you that in another episode because it's part of something else. The train running down to this thing, I believe, is Berlin to Kiev. Again, we're using one of these German trains, and this is the model of 41. So these trains are basically the same. They're just different. I think it's just the year they were released. This is also a different one. BR41003, and this was the details. This was the BR41010. So they're running from Berlin to Kiev again. Still the same line, just everything's much smoother, a lot flatter. Same with this train here, if I can find it. Where are you, train? Berlin to Minsk. We'll hit spin that round so we can actually see it. There it is. Same kind of train again, except for this is the BR41133. He's carrying 126 as well. He should have an opposite number that I'm assuming if he's down there should be in Berlin. Should be. Berlin and Minsk. Here we go. So this is this guy. Same kind of train again, but just, as you can see, a different model. The 011. So we've used sort of all these that came out we're using at some point. So that's pretty much all the lines that we've done in Europe so far. There will be a lot more to come. Well, definitely be a lot more to come. But as far as like reworking the lines and that go, they're pretty good. The buses and that are doing well. Goods routes are doing well. So I'm happy with the way it is just now, and now I can just focus on expanding and creating new lines. But that's pretty much going to be it for this episode. And if you did watch this and you would like to leave a like or comment, please do. If you've any suggestions on any routes you would like to see in Europe, or Scandinavia, or the UK, or Russia and Asia, or the USA, then let me know. I've actually finished doing the Russian rework as well, so I'll get a video out for that tomorrow. I'll probably record it just after this scene, but that is actually done. However, the USA I have actually started, but it's going to take a while, and hopefully I'll get it finished by the time it comes to fire on a new episode. And then once the USA rework is complete, we'll be able to go on to episode 80 something I think we're on. So we'll be able to continue from far we left off. Just the lines will look much prettier, much better. So that's pretty much it. If you want to see how this turns out, then hit the subscribe button. And I've been Danny Boy, this has been Transport Fever, and I will catch you later.